Well, good morning and happy Friday to you. Finally heading into the weekend. And boy, are you going to love the forecast on this one. And we've been talking pretty much all week about how amazing it's been. We're going to visit with our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, in just a second. We've got some news you can use, including a roundup of some of the Olympic news from yesterday. And if there's anything that I don't mention in the Olympics that you would like to drop into the comments, remember, this is your show as well. Do that. We'll talk a little Cardinal news. We have St. Louis City SC on tap tonight. And then we're going to get into our topic of the day. It is Friendship Friday. And when we visit with our guest, we talk a little real estate news, and then we talk about some fun things that you can do as friends and some deep topics as friends as well. We actually used my guest last night in our live show as one of the trivia questions. So Dot Fleshman, you know her, you love her. People have actually asked, where is she? Well, she's back on today. She is the Coldwell Banker Gundaker real estate expert, and Dot Fleshman is her name. If you're brand new to the show, she is a guest of ours once a month, and we're excited to visit with her today. But with no further ado, let's get into the weekend and how gorgeous it's going to be. Let's visit with our friend. There he is. We know him. We love him. If you've never seen him, he does a segment with us that we came up with, a handful of months ago, and actually started to call it What the Weather, because I think in St. Louis, many of you say just that, like, what's going on with the weather? And I used to always say, well, why don't we come up with something fun for him? And I came up with that title, What the Weather. So here's his introduction.
Alrighty, welcome back into this new more weather forecast video. This one has been looking significant for a couple of days. So
good morning to you.
Good morning, Monica.
Finally.
Nice to be here.
I love it. We'll probably make a new promo and we'll add some things about going back to school because that is right around the corner. First of all, Beckett, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. So you're going back to school. Is that next week?
Yes.
What day do you start?
Monday.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So back to school for the kiddos. And Dot was saying before we went on, she's not looking forward to the extra traffic, but that's what happens. We've got more new drivers on the road. So always remember that. We were talking about how bad Missouri is in driving. Be careful, folks, because some new 16-year-olds will be out there on the roadways, maybe driving into school and driving home from school. So be careful with those. We'll have our back to school bus stop forecast that will kick back next week. But how have you been?
Good. How have you been?
Yeah, very, very good. We've been busy for sure. I asked you last time if you had all of your school shopping done. You still have a few more things to do, or are you all ready to go on Monday?
I'm all ready.
I'm all ready. And you had mentioned that you are most looking forward to meeting some new friends, getting back. But maybe let me ask from a particular class. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to that you're going to be studying this freshman year?
Probably history and geography. Those are my two favorites.
Really? Okay. History and geography. Now we know a little bit more about Beckett, a little bit more about Beckett Moore. If you are just tuning in, if you've got any comments or questions for Beckett, feel free to drop those in as he does our forecast. So we've been mentioning how gorgeous it has been. Now, as we head into the weekend, we're hoping for more of that. Do we get that? If so, we're going to say thank you to Beckett for that.
Yes, we likely are going to get some more great weather this weekend. Looking at Blueberry Hill in the Del Mar Loop this morning, looking very nice. Mostly sunny skies around, as you can tell. Temperature of around 67 degrees. It's a little cool out there, maybe a little bit chilly, dare I say, this morning with humidity 63%, dew point 54. That's not going to be too bad. Definitely not going to be too muggy out there today. 12-mile-per-hour winds. And again, we're going to be losing that sunshine this month and into the coming months as we head towards autumn and into winter with an 8:01 sunset tonight. Now, looking at that bus stop forecast, change it right back to the bus stop forecast as we are going back to school. 67 degrees here right now in the morning, mostly sunny skies, still mostly sunny as we go into the afternoon. And again, those much cooler temperatures. We had two cold fronts coming through this week. One on Tuesday where we went from above 90 degrees to below 80 degrees, and then one yesterday. So we've really been cooling down those temperatures with a high of around 78. Again, that feels like going back to spring or fall like temperatures, but we are going to be warming up just a bit, but still staying below average as we go into next week. Again, 78 is our high today, mostly sunny skies, most sunny again tomorrow, high of around 80. Same deal, high of around 80 on Sunday, but we do have increasing cloud cover, mix of clouds and sunshine. Monday, our first rain chance, 30% chance of some spot storms, so we'll have to watch for a couple storms and showers around the area. Again, that's going to be on Monday. If you're heading back to school on Monday like I am, make sure to watch out for that. Again, 80 degrees. And then as we go towards mid to late next week, we're going to have more rain chances moving in, 40% chance for storms on Wednesday. Showers and storms on Thursday will be possible as well, as we'll be warming back up into the mid to upper 80s, still though below average for this time of the year.
Yeah, and we're not complaining about that at all. So one question that I have for you, the temperatures that we saw a couple of weeks ago and even into last week, how high they were, and the heat index is so ridiculously high. Are we done with that for summer, or could you, if you're looking a little bit deeper into the future, have you seen numbers that high again?
Oh, we'll definitely have chances for that as we go later into August, into September. Probably won't be until late September till we're really out of having those temperatures.
Okay, I was loving this unseasonably cool. I'm hoping the
We will
stretch
hang on
continues.
to it.
A couple people are saying how much they love you. Julie said Beckett will be a star and a celebrity at school now, at a new school, because, of course, where he went before, hopefully they knew. Julie says, dare I say, I just love Beckett.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do. So we'll have to make sure that everybody knows at high school now at DeSmet that you're part of this, and we'll spread that along. I'm excited for you to start back, and so Monday is when he's going back to school. You'll have to let us know, for all of you that are watching. Do your kids go back to school next week, or is it into the final week? So then, after we have you go to school on Monday, on Friday, we're going to get a full wrap up of how your first week is of high school.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Beckett, have a beautiful weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
You too.
All right, everybody. That's Beckett Moore. If you're new to the show, yes, he's a big part of it. We love the fact that he joined us back in January. So, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore, and you can guarantee he's going to be exactly as you said. He's going to be a star. He already is, but I can't wait to see where he goes in his career. Okay, so as far as news you can use, there's a couple things, and one of them has to do with Missouri Department of Transportation. One has to do with a follow-up story, and I always want to make sure that if there's any new news to something, that it doesn't miss you, because there's so many people that were always frustrated that we would do something in the news and then you would always sit there and go, I wonder what happened to that, right? Well, let's start with this. It's been 10 years, folks. 10 years. St. Louis community remembering Michael Brown 10 years after he was killed. Now, on Thursday, they were going back kind of to a memorial on the street where his body had laid for hours, and a memorial grew there. We're looking 10 years since the 18-year-old was killed by a police officer in Ferguson. Today, I wanted to let you know that the All Roads Lead to Ferguson Unity Walk will kick off in just less than 2 hours at 9 a.m. The march will start at Normandy High School and end on Canfield Drive. There will be a moment of silence and a memorial service for Brown. The event is being put on by Michael Brown Sr.'s Chosen for Change organization. Just cannot believe it's been 10 years. Now, as far as the MoDOT news, Missouri Department of Transportation's director is stepping down after serving the state for 9 years. The director of the Missouri Department of Transportation announced yesterday plans to step down from his post during a Highways and Transportation Commission meeting in Poplar Bluff. Patrick McKenna started with MoDOT back in 2015 after being the deputy commissioner of the New Hampshire Department of Transportation. He increased the department's budget partially by using money from the gas tax passed in 2021. He also was involved in the projects to widen Interstate 70 and Interstate 44. In the meeting on Thursday, he did state there is a plan following his stepping away, but did not specify what the plan is or what's next for him after stepping away. And then this story was not just something local, but it really took off nationwide. You remember this story about Riley Strain? Well, there's new information that has come out, and this is from an investigation from WSMV4 investigates. The University of Missouri student who died back in March by drowning in the Cumberland River after a night out in downtown Nashville consumed between 12 to 15 alcoholic drinks before his death. This is according to a Metro Nashville police investigation. His cause of death was drowning and ethanol intoxication. He was found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.228. Following Riley Strain's death, the Tennessee Alcohol Beverage Commission determined that the 22-year-old hadn't been overserved the evening of March 8th in downtown bars. To understand how TABC investigators could determine that Strain hadn't been overserved but still had a blood alcohol level 3 times the amount allowed to drive a vehicle, they investigated, and it shows the first revelations into what happened in the hours before the death. Investigators with MNPD conducted interviews with Strain's fraternity members who had traveled by 4 buses from the University of Missouri to Nashville for a fraternity formal. 2 of Strain's fraternity brothers said while Strain's bus driver was strictly enforcing no alcohol on the bus, that, quote, the group was drinking, a fraternity brother said Strain had at least 5 drinks, including 2 vodka shots and 3 IPAs. The level of alcohol in those drinks could become important. An attorney who's operated a national fraternity for 29 years and now sues fraternities after the death or injuries of students came out to say that. The investigation shared that the police findings, they said the amount of alcohol in those drinks violates the chapter's own rules. If a chapter doesn't comply with these, they will be placed on a corrective action or probation status. The 15% rule was developed by fraternities for risk management, obviously. A vodka shot has way more alcohol than 15%. This is basically an out-of-control party situation. There's no mention in the investigative file of who else on the buses was drinking or if a licensed third party was serving drinks. And again, this investigation has so many levels to it. But I think that was one of the things that I wanted to let you all know because, everybody was looking at that story and saying, well, was he overserved at the bar? And then his friends left him there and he went wandering through the streets. And then ultimately everybody was hoping for the best. And then he was found in the Cumberland River. But there's more and more and more, I think, that's going to continue to come out of this. And now it'll be interesting to see if the University of Missouri will face anything in their fraternity about those rules. So, I thought that was a very interesting story this morning. Okay, in sports, did you see this? Noah, okay, first of all, let's give him major props for what he did in winning a medal. Noah Lyles, done with the Olympics, though, after he tested positive for COVID, did get the bronze medal win. The athlete announced via Instagram that he is bowing out of competing in further events after placing third in the 200 meter men's final. He competed in Thursday's race just 2 days after being diagnosed with COVID-19 and had to be escorted off the track in a wheelchair. He said, and I quote, "First, I want to thank God for getting me through this entire Olympics. Second, I want to congratulate everyone on an amazing Olympic 200-meter final." But he literally, after he crossed the line, he just collapsed. And it's just these athletes are amazing, but he did immediately thereafter, they said, go into wearing a mask and then just wish him the best. These athletes are just absolutely incredible. I've been enjoying watching the track and field. This is USA's Sydney McLaughlin. Is it Lavron? I think she wins gold in the women's 400-meter hurdles and sets a world record. We've been seeing so many world records. Once again, broke her own, powering over the 400-meter hurdles in 50.37 seconds. The 25-year-old American has now lowered the world record 6 times. She was in the lead around the corner, breezed down the home stretch to beat her teammate by 1.5 seconds. It's just, they look like they have wheels on. They're so darn fast. And then let's talk about basketball. The U.S. men's basketball team rallying to beat Serbia at the Paris Olympics and facing France for a gold medal. I'm excited tomorrow because the U.S. women's soccer team will go for gold. Their game is on tap. the Cardinals and St. Louis City SC are in action. St. Louis Cardinals, by the way, coming off of a 6-4 loss to Tampa Bay. They're going to play the Royals tonight at 7:10. And St. Louis City SC, this is now in a knockout aspect. They have a game on tap at 7:30 tonight playing against Portland. All right, everybody, that gives you our update in news you can use, in sports news, and in weather. I hope all of you are doing fantastic and looking forward to talking about our Friendship Friday. Oh, yeah, somebody said, I did see this. So sad for Lyles. Noah Lyles, get well soon. All right, it is 7:17. I also have some breaking news for you, and I'm going to share that when we come back because I think Dot's going to be excited. I'm hoping Dot will be able to come to this. So stay tuned. Dot Fleshman joins us with Friendship Fridays, our real estate extraordinaire with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. Don't go anywhere.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the all-new My Mattress Topper for as low as $69.98. Queen size only $99.98. Don't delay, order today.
Yes, order today. And let's just be real. Dot just talked to me while the commercial was playing, and she said, I think I need that. First of all, Dot Fleshman, if you have never seen her, now you have, and you'll see her regularly with us. Real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. And you can go to dotfleshman.com to find out more. Her phone number, by the way, is 314-324-3317. Ashlyn is at home moderating for us today, so I'll have her put her information up for you. Fleshman at cbrealty.com. Dot, I had you as a trivia question yesterday.
I heard. I was on listening.
We had our incredible show last night at Adventure Unknown in Fenton. Had a lot of fun, and we had Dot on. We said, who joins me on Friendship Fridays? And it was so funny. I was like, DF, and then I was like, www. Dot. Come on, folks. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been busy.
Yes.
I've missed you. I feel like it's been like months since I've seen you. It's like 1 month goes by. I mean, 10 years, you just said 10
Yeah.
years. It's been 10 years.
Can you believe that? 10 years
No.
since Michael Brown.
No.
I know. I can't either. We always remember big things. And so while all of us knew that affect all of us, and it also changed the way journalism is, by the way, and the way certain words and adjectives are used in journalism and the way writing is in journalism. It changed the world because it was as they say, the Ferguson effect. And so much change, not just here locally, but truly putting the spotlight on so much all across the country. So yes, big story of 10 years ago. I just cannot believe it. Life is just passing us by. And I agree, Dot. It feels like it's been 3 months since I talked to you.
I know, right? I know. Well, I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. And we actually had one of our viewers ask the other day, I think it was Rose, and she said, where's the pretty lady? Where's the pretty real estate? Yes, she's here. So everyone, good morning to you. And if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, drop a comment and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're new to the show, welcome aboard. We do a lot of great things. We spotlight wonderful human beings, talk about a lot of positivity, but also, because we have to, talk about the hardships that people go through, but how they were able to come out of them. You just mentioned, Dot, and I love this, that it has been very busy for you, and you're excited to continue to find the ultimate dream, right? The homes that people are looking for, helping them through the process, because it is a process. As you know, you've been a real estate agent, for those that don't know you, for how many years now?
3. Oh, a little bit more than 3.
A little bit little bit more than 3 and just ramping up because people are always asking, all right, how's the inventory? What are the interest rates? That's what we're going to discuss today, but we're going to also show the dream. So you want to talk about some of these people that have been able to find their dream homes? Yay, I love that. And then you've got how many you said in the last. And, okay, so we're talking about all the different stories of people again that are getting their dream homes. We've got all these different pictures of incredible stories of people that are able to, as we always say, it's the ultimate dream, right? The ultimate dream
Right.
to find that, but they always need guidance and help from you, from the expert.
Yep. Yep. In this picture, I have got Michelle. She and I co-listed this property, and Mr. Gerst sold his home, so he was thrilled to finally have that sold. And then on the other picture, we have the Campas. Again, Will is here with me, closing on this home, and with them, we got to list their home and sell the house that they're in because they grew and they got to move into a much bigger home, a lot more land, and just more of what they wanted. So they got to right size.
They got
Uh,
the right size. So Will's a big, just like you were saying, Will's in this one. So
yeah.
they were telling me that the audio cut out a little bit. So I'm going to have you go back and tell
Okay.
a little bit more about this person.
Oh, sure, of course. So Maddie, she's a first-time homeowner,
Mhm.
and that is her mom, Tammy, and her mom lives out of state. So I got to kind of step in and be mom here for a little bit. You know, her mom would call me and say, "What do you think, Dot?" So so it's just you build not only just friendships, it's almost like your family. You know, by the time you're done, and I think I said this last time, the last time we spoke. And a first-time homeowner, she and Will was able to get her a grant to actually assist her with some of her down payment and closing costs. And he's amazing. Guaranteed Rate Affinity is an amazing company. But with her, you get to a point where you see so many houses and you start to feel a little deflated, like, oh, it's never going to happen. But it does. It does happen. We find the right house. And there's a reason the other ones didn't work out because this one was perfect. It was more than what she had expected.
Right, and that's the thing is that so many people get frustrated and depressed when they don't find their dream, but you lead them through it. I don't know how many times you've probably told people it wasn't meant to be. The one that is coming, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for whatever reason we don't get a home, it's because it's not the right one, And so finally the right one does come along. And with every one of these, we look back and think, "Oh, we're so glad we didn't actually get that one because this
Right.
is the one." Right. Yeah.
Yep. That trust all of us that have been there because we've all been there before. Oh my gosh, I lost out to somebody else, and you get all upset, and you're like, "That was the one." No, it wasn't. The one that is supposed to be there for you will come. Like this. This is the last picture we have because again, she's been crazy, crazy busy, and I love that. Just a busy month of July. You closed on 5 homes in July alone.
Yep. Yes, I have. And so Michelle and Jeff, they just bought a brand new build, and they didn't actually build it. It was like a spec home almost. It was like built, but they're the first ones to move into it. So we got to do like the final walkthrough and all those things that you do, like when you do build a new home.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of subdivisions here in our area, whether it's in the St. Louis area or the St. Charles area, where you can get a brand new build. And if that is of interest, contact me, call me. I can connect you with the right people on what it takes to build a home. It's going to be somewhere between probably, let's just say 7 to 9 to 10 months to get your home built, depending on which area you're looking in. St. Charles is blowing up with new homes. I mean, it's just amazing out there. But anyway, so they get to move into a brand new home, and it's just, you walk in, it smells good, it feels good, it's a brand new, no one's lived there before. So those are your options. And their choice was they didn't want to go in a multiple offer situation. They didn't want to have to negotiate with whatever. They just wanted to go in and make it theirs. And so for them, that was a win.
Absolutely. If you're just tuning in, let me reintroduce my guest, Dot Fleshman, again with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. And as I mentioned, you can go to her website, dotfleshman.com. I know a lot of you in the past, when she's been on, you've said, hey, this person needs to talk to Dot. This person needs to talk to Dot. Exactly. That's what we want, is to reach out to her, call her, and have her help you with this. 314-324-3317. Rose is on and said, I love Dot. Dot, tell us about the housing market. So let's discuss that. You're saying that mortgage rates, you've got some positive news.
Yes. So, hello, Rose. Thank you. Rates are going down. And right now they're saying that the average is somewhere around, I think I have 6.73%. But really, I just saw just the other day, 6.125. You guys, we've talked about this before. We're never going to be at 3 again, but we're going to probably stay somewhere between 5, 6, and 7. And we're already in the decline from 7% down into the 6s. And honestly, if you wanted to convert a 30-year to a 15-year loan, you can actually be in the high 5s and be at 5.8. Of course, work with your lender. If you don't have one, I've got some amazing lenders that we can work with. I also work with Homestead Financial. They're another amazing lender, mortgage company. So we can find you the rates that you're looking for. Everyone doesn't have to have a 30-year loan. I did not know that. I thought that all loans, you just go straight to 30. You can get a 20-year loan. You can get a 10-year loan. So working with the right people and connecting the right people for your needs. Everyone's got a specific need. Some people are conventional, some people are FHA, some people want to put 20% down, some people want to put 3.5% down. It's what works with your budget and your goal. And again, ultimately, no one really cares. It's like high school. I don't care what your GPA was in high school. I know who you are now. Yep. So those are the things that people say. We don't look at that. We look at, how does this number fit with you? And that's why sometimes I just say, what is your monthly? Where do you want to be around? If someone says I want to be like $2,000 a month, great. We get that to Will, to our mortgage lenders, and they take it from there.
I love that you said that, because there's so much pressure put on our kids, and they feel, you and I talked before we went on, we talked about, you got to give yourself some grace, right? Just from so many things that happen, so many moving parts. We want the kids to give their all, do their best. But ultimately, when you get out looking for a job, I don't go back when I was a news director and hiring, and even hiring now for my team. I don't say, can you go back and give me your scores? Can I look at what you were doing in grade school and high school and college? Tell me whether you got A's or B's. No, I hope that you got educated and that you were taught well by teachers. But honestly, I don't even care about that. I mean, I know I love the different universities that kids are choosing, but I don't say, oh, well, you went to this school. Oh, this one went to this school, so I'm going to go with them. No, I care. What's your work ethic, right? There's so much pressure put on society. It's crazy, because in the long term, it really doesn't play into the game of life.
Agreed. 100% agreed. I mean, people are, we're a product of our environment. And so when we're born into a situation, that doesn't define us, that's just how it is, right? So what happens is we have opportunities to do what we want with our lives and make that change. And again, we always go back to, in fact, about maybe like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, we did talk about certain things don't define us. If we were talking about back then, I think the topic was gossiping and honoring the absent. And part of it is if someone over here is saying, something about me, well, okay, that's great. And remember, I told you my mom's favorite saying is, what someone says about you is none of your business.
Yes.
Like, you're right. It's not. It's their business. Mm-hmm. And I don't need to know. That's their thing. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we know that it doesn't define us. But anyway, going back into I don't know how we got back to that, but
But
still.
I love that though, because one of the things that Dot and I like to do, yes, we talk about real estate, we talk about the business side, but we get also into friendship side. And I hope you all heard what she said, because there's a lot of people that use that exact phrase, Dot, that if somebody else is talking about you, it's none of your business,
Yeah.
because it's their own insecurities and jealousies and all that. That's why they're talking. But you and I have also talked about the fact that if you're sitting at a table and there are friends of yours that are talking about somebody who's not at the table, trust me that when you go away from the table, they're going to talk about you.
Yeah. It's
Right?
just about, it's just about, being okay and being strong enough to just say, let's honor the absent.
Yeah.
She's not here to defend herself, or he's not here to defend himself, and that's a strong thing to do. But you know what? It really does set the tone at the table.
Yep.
And I've never done that and had people say whatever and keep going.
Yep.
People are like, okay.
So back to the real estate aspect, inventory. You say
Inventory.
increasing inventory with moderation
Yes.
of home price growth?
That's correct. So we are seeing an increase in inventory. So that therefore, there's more property out there for you to choose from, but it also allows some homes to be on the market a little bit longer. So your days on market are on a little bit longer, just because there are a lot more choices at this time. A couple of years ago, everyone remembers that there was such a fear that you would not get a home. And, if you had to find a home because you were moving into different school districts and you had to get in by a certain time or what have you, people were bidding $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over. And we're seeing that a little bit, but we're not really seeing that as much right now. And that's geographically speaking. So that might be in some areas versus others.
Mm-hmm.
But because there are a lot more homes going up on the market, you're starting to see homes that are sitting a little bit longer than what we had done in the last 3 years.
Well, again, I think that's a good thing, because during that time when people were bidding that much over, it always blew my mind. And it's the question I guess I have for you, Dot. Those people that did that, will they ever recoup that money? I mean, I guess it just depends on what the housing market will do. But if your home value was X and you were bidding $50,000 over, $100,000 over, you were just always in this deficit in my mind.
Not really. I mean, yes. I mean, it does look like that monetarily when you're looking at it in the numbers. But, if they stay in their home, a long period of time, where that would affect someone if they did do that, and all of a sudden, for some reason, they'd have to, move.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they have to move because they're going out of state or a divorce or whatever that case is, and they have to sell that home. It would affect them. But for most people who are buying homes, they're going to be in a little bit of a long-term situation. So they're building equity, and that's just going to fall right into the equity that, that they're going to have maybe years down the road. So it's going to maybe like balance out by the time they go to sell in the future.
Okay, let me ask this question, because I wonder if all of your minds go this way. We're looking at people talking about a recession. People are scared about their money. And then they think, okay, well, if it doesn't go well and the economy starts to crash, will my home depreciate? And then I don't make that back. See, all those things we get stressed about.
Well, I don't know about the whole recession. That would be more of an answer for our financial guru or financial advisor. And one of these Friendship Fridays, I am going to bring one on with me.
Yes.
And ask all those questions. But as far as, do we think that's going to happen? I mean, it's just being said. It's just like anything out in the media. Everyone's talking about it.
Do you have people asking you about that, getting a little scared about that? No? That's good.
No.
That's good.
I don't even hear that chat even in the office or anything right now. And there's so many questions, but there are tons of questions, Monica, that people do ask, and they say things like, well, what if I do this or what if I do that? And there's so many what ifs. And it's kind of like, well, what if I don't get in my car? What if I do get in my car and get a car accident? What if I don't get in my car and don't get in a car accident? I mean, there's so many variables of what if. I mean, we do what we do, and we still live life, and we can't have the fear of the what ifs because of what we're hearing and seeing, et cetera. People talk about, who our next president's going to be. We don't make decisions based on that. We're going to make our decisions based on,
we shouldn't.
Again, geographically speaking, like what works for us right now and what works for our family. And Monica, what I was trying to say earlier that I digressed, but it's like there are people that they have to buy a house or they have to move. Their parents passed away. they have to sell their parents' home. Someone got divorced, they have to sell a home, they have to buy two homes. Someone's having, twins and they didn't realize it, they need to, move up and buy a bigger home. Someone wants to, there are a lot of people who want to right size. They might live in, I'm helping two different people, including myself, where we've lived in bigger homes and we've downsized, but maybe we've downsized too much. Now we want to right size. We want to go from a 2-story to a ranch, or we just want more a different layout, for people to entertain, or if someone just wants more yard where they thought they didn't want so much yard. There's just a lot of that that's going on right now. And when you look at with the mortgage rates, starting to come down, and you're looking at more inventory going up, et cetera, this is such a great time to buy. What's going to happen is rates are going to start going down again. And then in the spring, we're going to have a ton of people. So now if you've got a ton of people looking because the rates are down, and everyone's like, you know what, let's look now because the rates are down, you're just going to have competition again. So we're going to be in those multiple offer situations where if you think you're going to move and you can make it happen in the fall, winter, like the rest of this year, you can almost avoid that. And if the rates go down enough, you can refinance.
You're ahead of the game again.
Right.
So you'll know when it's right, but this is why you sit down and you talk to Dot, because she can help you through that. So there are a couple of questions coming in. I'm going to take a quick break. Rose has a question or a comment. Jill does as well. Linda, Julie, Rose has got another one. We're going to get to those. And then we're also going to talk about some Friendship Friday stories. I've got breaking news. When we come back from the break, I'm going to talk about this because it's truly exciting and something you've all been waiting for. So stay tuned. More with Dot Fleshman on our Friendship Friday. Everyone knows about Jody's balls, and why is that?
I have the best ball.
Oh my God. Oh, wait. We have so much fun on the show, but we also do our heartwarming stories as well. And we that's the balance of life, though. Okay, so I know a lot of people have been asking about this, and it literally came in right before I went to bed last night. I had a conversation with this wonderful woman, probably about 2 hours before I went to our Adventure Unknown broadcast last night, and was saying, get back with me, and if you want to pull the trigger, great. If not, I'm talking to other people. Well, guess what? I officially have locked in where we're going to celebrate our 400th show. All right, everyone. Can you give me a drum roll at home there, Dot? Oh, that's a good one. Thank you very much. Like you have a drummer in the family. Look how I'm segueing into this. Breaking news. Our 400th show location is Circle 6 Acres. Their newest part of their business is called The Watering Hole. And I've been dropping things in over the last few weeks because we went to their grand opening. This is going to be an incredible 400th celebration. We're talking about booking some music, of course, having incredible food. And I mean, if you have anyone who loves really, really, really good hamburgers, and I mean good beef, like Wagyu beef, some incredible steaks, the guys, the girls, everyone's going to want to be here. Tiffany Winkler, I love you. Thank you so much for writing last night. Everybody do me a favor and say thank you to Tiffany, because we love those that step up and say, yes, I want to be a part of it. She actually said, Monica, I love you. I love your mission. I've just met this woman in the last handful of months. She reached out to me and we met at the Farmers and Artisans Market broadcast that we had, and we've been talking ever since. So on Friday, October 4th, write this on your calendar and save the date already. It's kind of like when someone's getting married. I'm already putting it out there. I'm giving you my cards. Friday, October 4th. And we're thinking 5:30 to 7 p.m. will be the live broadcast. And then, of course, we'll all hang around. Like I said, music and food and drinks, giveaways. And we're also looking, Dot, at putting a component in where we raise money for our heroes, our first responders. So I've taken in all the comments from our viewers that have asked, like, hey, can we buy tickets for something? Can that help out to secure something? Well, Tiffany and I came up with that idea and thought, yeah, maybe we have a ticket price, but we give proceeds to our police officers, our firefighters, our paramedics, dispatchers, all of that. And I'm thinking of teaming up with Responder Rescue. That's breaking news. They don't even know this, but I love Responder Rescue and what they do, because they not only help when someone is killed in the line of duty, which is what Backstoppers does, but when they're maimed, they can't return to their work, or to help them during that transition time, which is so important. I know firsthand because of this wonderful man that I have right here, who wears the uniform proudly. To all of our heroes, we're going to help give back. So isn't that exciting? That's breaking news.
That's so exciting. I'm definitely going to be there.
Yay, 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 yay. All right, everybody. So we've been talking about real estate. And one more time, Ashlyn's been dropping it in so you can find her and have her as your real estate agent. Fleshman.com, 314-324-3317. Again, giving you some information on the real estate market. Before we transition into some of our friendship talk, Rose said, my friend has a house that she needs to sell, but afraid to because she feels it'll cost more than her present home, but a smaller house. Many people's fears right now. They want to downsize, but think they're better staying where they're at. What would you say to that, Dot?
So there's so much to say about that. Every house is different. We don't know how much equity you have in your home. So, I mean, outside of that, we want to make sure that we're constantly focused on the parameters that they put us in. So if they want to stay within a certain amount, but there are homes out there, and it's kind of like, maybe it's not instantaneously, but we can find it. What we do is we put someone on a drip campaign, and we say, okay, Rose, and we do it just like the Campas. We did the same thing with them. So they wanted to sell their home in University City. They wanted to buy a home out in Maryland Heights to put their kids in this school district. So what happened is we did it. They got their house ready to go. And right when they were ready to go on the house, we started searching for a home. Once we sealed that home and we got the offer accepted, we immediately put their house on the market. And they were able to close both homes in the same day, because we moved one out 6 weeks, and then this one closed in 4. So basically, we were able to go to the closing table. They closed on the house that they lived in. They turned around and they closed on the house that they're getting ready to purchase. So it does happen. But we can also put someone on a drip campaign. And with that, it basically says, these are the things that I'm looking for. And every month, anything that pops up, like if a home goes active on the market, it'll trigger to this person, and they will get an email that basically says, look, this is a new home that's going to the market, or this one's coming soon. And then I also have access to other ways to find property as well.
Okay, fantastic. And then right after her comment was from Jill Moore, who is Beckett's mom. We had a rejected bid on a house and walked away, and the seller came back and took our original bid a week later. That was years ago in a different market, but another example of it being meant to be if you don't get the house at first that you thought you belonged in. We've also missed out on houses that we thought we wanted and have been glad that we didn't when we ended up getting our dream home, right? See, there you go. There's a perfect example. Yeah. Linda said, my mom would always tell us, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Ignore them. That goes back to our comments of, yes, right. Find your tribe. Julie, right. My husband always said, when you talk about someone, act like they are in the room with you, because it will never get back to the person as you said it. Oh, I love that. Exactly. Rose says, Dot, can you have a consultation, if you will, to look at her house, figure what she needs to do to sell? I have 2 friends with larger houses that need to downsize, but fears have set in. So yes, you just, Rose, have them call her. Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. Yep. And Rose, I'm happy to do that. And one of the things is downsizing is not as scary as it is, and there are a lot of times people who are just active in their jobs and they travel a lot. Condos and townhomes are excellent for something like that. They don't have, she's my girlfriend who said, she got a notice that she didn't cut her grass. She says, I just need to go into a condo. Well, there's so many different factors to that. So yes.
Yep. And this is funny. Rose talking about herself. She says, Rose is talking too much with her hands. My apologies. I'm Italian.
Rose, I'm Greek. It's the same thing. I know, right?
Exactly. All right. Everybody's saying they're excited about the 400th show and the location. Thank you to Tiffany. Jenny says, yay. So excited for this. Can't wait for that show. I know. Look, everybody's saying yum, saving the date. It really is. It's in Defiance, Missouri, by the way. So Ashlyn, if you can do me a favor and drop in information about Circle 6 acres. You just need to read the story. The reason it's called six is because that's how many they have in their family, the circle of six. It's really beautiful. And Dot, they are incredibly faith-based. So again, it's
Yes,
so
I love it.
aligned with our mission. Tiffany, I just adore you. So October 4th, put it in the calendar, everybody, 5:30 to 7. Again, it's going to be a blast and really, truly unbelievable food. Jill said we also just downsized in May. Do it. It's life-changing in a great way. You know, and I know Jenny posted a long time ago, I don't know where her comment went, but it was something about Dot, please get Monica and Jim a home that is out near Mama Jackie. And she's
I
going to say selfishly out near her. There it is. Dot, we've got to get Monica moved out of this, out this way. That's your next task, she says.
Right. Yes, I already have that on my list when you're ready.
She knows that Jim wants to downsize because this is a lot. We have 6 acres here and there's a lot of work that he does outside, a lot of work that I have to do on the inside. When you have 3 dogs, you know, you talked earlier about the new house smell. I'd love to have that instead of dogs. But I wouldn't trade it, right? We would never trade the energy that they bring us.
Right.
They bring us love, and then so do our friends. So let's talk about friendships. You went to Chesterfield and did a little bowling and arcading.
Yeah, so that's the main event, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today, just about Friendship Fridays. You know, we need to kind of like branch out from just going to dinners and movies. Although we're getting ready to go to movie and dinner next week, which I'm looking forward to that. But there are other things that we can do out there, and I've had so much fun doing these things. But I didn't know what to expect at this the main event. But it's just an arcade. You can go bowling. You can play games, and go laugh. Have some fun with your friends.
Absolutely. And no matter where you are, if you're in a tropical vacation area or you are gaming, you're going to a movie, it's to be present, right, Dot? It's to be present and enjoy the memories you're making.
That's correct. And as we get older, some of our friends start passing away. And I look at my mother, and she's 86. She's still around. She's so active and she's doing great. But she's gone through so many of her friends have passed away, et cetera. But she stays very active with the people around her now. With her church and her community and stuff like that. It's the same thing with all of us. Sometimes we forget. It's like pick up the phone and call a friend and say, okay, it's been 3 months. We haven't talked. We haven't seen each other. What are you doing Thursday night? Do you want to go to the Botanical Gardens? And go. So they have a fun event next weekend on the 15th where they're opening late, from 6 to 8. So they're staying open later. I think it's 5 to 8. And they're going to have jazz music there. Oh. And you can go and grab your blanket, grab a chair. They'll have some wine and you can hang out, listen to music, grab a friend, pick up that phone call and do that. I call a lot of my friends and, I'm very active with, who my friends are. But again, when you talk about your tribe, like you said earlier, it's okay if you haven't spoken to someone in 3 or 4 months. Life happens. They're busy. They're out of town. You're working. There's things that are happening. But sometimes it's just like, jumping back on that, bike. And it's like, you get right back on, you have those conversations. It's good to just reconnect. I'm getting ready at the end of this month to go to brunch with 2 women I haven't seen in, I bet, 20 years.
Oh, see, and when they're true friends, you pick up as though no time has ever been lost. That's because there's so many people that think I have to talk to this person every day. And if they don't talk to me for a week or a month or several months, well, they don't like me anymore. No, life does get busy. I would hope that you're staying in communication. And one of the biggest things that Dot and I have talked about in the past is don't just put it out there and say, oh, we've got to make plans. Literally go to your phone and say, right now, we're looking. We're going to put it. Yeah, you have to schedule it. Otherwise, guess what happens? 10 years goes by.
Yes. Put it in right then. You're right. And we did do that at an event. We were somewhere and we just grabbed our phone.
I and Jules.
That's right. That's exactly where it was. That's right.
You all saw Jules. We did a mobile Monica from 2 of their locations. They own Espresso Yourself Coffee House in the Southampton area. And then they have Sisters Sandwich Shop. Go support them, please. We love them. All right, we're going to take a break. And then we've got some news about someone who's going to be joining on a future Friendship Friday. And by the way, Michelle, I know she's watching right now at home. This one's going to make you very happy. We're going to do a little bit of it, and then we'll have to bring him back. But stay tuned for that because it's going to be a lot of fun. And I kind of gave you a tease of it earlier of saying that maybe she had a drummer in the family. I don't know. Let's talk about that on Friendship Friday with Dot Fleshman when we return. Yes, I would love to be the auctioneer and the MC for your next big event. I'm excited, by the way. Some of the pictures and video you saw there had to do with Incarnate Word, and I did just get booked for their big event next year. So reach out to us, let us know. All right, we're talking about Just Pools, the pool and spa specialist located, and that was another trivia question last night. Where are they? They're in Arnold on the West Outer Road. And I know a lot of you are talking about going back to school and realizing that the pool season is unfortunately almost time to wrap up. Not yet. We keep ours open until September, sometimes even trying to push it to October. But if you need to have your pool closed, I would ask you to start thinking about putting that on the calendar, because Just Pools is getting a lot of people calling them right now to get that scheduled. Don't do it on your own. Make sure that you schedule this, because you could really do some damage to your pool if you don't know what you're doing. They do. They know what they're doing. They are the experts, not just in pools, but in spas as well, and then designing your dream, this gorgeous backyard oasis that you could have. They are going to have some end of season sales, because if someone had asked me, yep, 10% right now off of chemicals, 30% off all those toys, but I bet you'll probably get an even bigger deal. And then they're starting to move in the hot tubs, or as we say, it's the spas, making the season last longer as you go into fall and into winter and enjoying spas. Pools and spas, they are the specialists. Just Pools on the West Outer Road in Arnold. It is 7:53. Welcome back. We're visiting with Dot Fleshman, again with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. Find out more about her at dotfleshman.com. Before we talk about someone who's going to be joining you on a future Friendship Friday, you said you have one more real estate news information that you want to pass along.
That's right. I wanted to say, if anyone is listening, either works at Washington University, WashU, or BJC, they have an amazing Live Near Your Work program where you can get $12,000 as a grant towards your down payment or closing costs. So anyone who's looking for a home, they work at BJC or Washington University, give me a call, reach out to me, email me, and I can send you all the information to kind of give you an idea about this $12,000 grant that you do not need to pay back, but it helps you get into your home because they want people to live near their work.
Oh, I love that. Okay, again, if you want any information from the real estate aspect, please reach out to Dot. Stephanie was the one, by the way, that won last night, and she said, "Thank you, Dot. I'm sorry I typed your name wrong, but I won the gift card." It's okay. It's the fact that you didn't know how to spell it, but it is Dot Fleshman, Fleshman. So when you go to her website, dotfleshman.com, or you can email her, Dot, and we say period, since her name is Fleshman at cbrealty.com. Okay, on a future Friendship Friday, and by the way, she joins us once a month on Fridays. And we've been doing like the second Friday of the month, trying to kind of keep that branding there. We're going to have someone who is very near and dear to her, and as you said, a big goofball. I'm excited for this because Michelle's been wanting me to do something that I put out there back when we interviewed Ellen Hunter from MTV, and I talked about, going back to the 80s, and Michelle's like, I think you really should do that. You should do an 80s show, and you should dress up and in 80s garb. So he does it on a regular basis. This is your brother.
He does. This is my super cool brother. He's my big little brother, actually. Yep. John. Of course, I've always called him Johnny, but when he was growing up and playing drums, all his friends would call him Freedom. And so that's what he goes by. He goes by Freedom. I still call him Johnny. But anyway, that 80s band, it's so fun. It's called that 80s band. And so right here in this picture, you'll see the whole crew here with him. And that's my husband, Ronnie, and I. And then over here, you got my sister and my cousin. But we get to go out, you guys. It's so fun. I mean, you know every single song, of course. Even the young kids, even my daughter, like they all know this '80s music.
Yeah.
And so we had talked about in one of our podcasts about friends and friendships, and I said, friendships start very young with your siblings, and so my siblings are like my friends, uh, and so I thought, okay, and we're still friends. We still like to go out and do things or whatever. I love to go watch him when I can, and so I'm going to bring him on Friendship Fridays next podcast.
Johnny, I'm calling you Johnny as well. So they are going to be doing a show, that '80s band, Friday, September 6th. Add that one to your calendar as well. So you've got two adding to your calendars, two save the dates. I told you that I have not had an opportunity to see him. I know you've invited us in the past, so I would like to come to this one. Friday.
August 17th.
Is he going to come on with us on Friday?
August 17th is August 17th, right? It's a Saturday.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
looking at your
He's
note.
playing that night.
So are you saying he's coming on with us on Friday, September 6th? Is that what that note was?
Oh, yes. He's coming on our podcast. Yes.
Yeah. So Friday, September 6th is when Johnny will be on with us with Dot. But the show that we want to see is on August 17th. Right? Okay, and that'll be at Helen Fitzgerald's?
That's correct.
All right, I want to get everybody to understand what we just said again. Friday on September 6th is when Johnny's going to join us on Friendship Friday. So add that to your calendar, and then add this if you want to go see him beforehand and then tell him how great they were. It will be on August 17th, which is a Saturday. That's coming.
Correct.
Yes, it's right around the corner on a Saturday. I believe that is that would have been my mom and dad's anniversary. So maybe Mama Jackie needs to come out there and dance the '80s music.
That would be so fun.
Yes.
That would be so fun.
You're talking about other fun things, and it really is when someone invites you out, don't turn your nose up to something because it's unknown to you and you've never done it before. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to show these last couple pictures before we wrap up. You did goat yoga?
I did. So I was a little nervous because, the goats kind of scared me at Grant's Farm, back then. But here it's so different. So you get out and you're going to do yoga like normal. And then you just have these goats just walking around like normal. But then what they do is they come up and they'll like feed them, and they jump up to feed. So in this picture, they're on my back, and this is the bride to be, where you see the goats up on her back. And then afterward, we can sit there and feed them or pet them or whatever. You guys, it was so fun. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but they don't bite and they don't do any of that kind of stuff. They'll probably lick on you. And when you're down like that and they just jump on, it's almost kind of, I don't know, like a deep tissue massage.
Well,
it's like walking.
I've always wondered, I think we did something with dogs one time when I was doing a story. So they do puppy yoga, goat yoga, and people have always wondered, you shouldn't. Okay, we talked about this with a friend of mine years ago, and she was like, but do you actually get any yoga in, or are you just laughing the whole time? And I'm like, if you're going there to do actual yoga and you get upset by the fact that the animals are crawling all over you, then you're missing the point.
Right.
Right.
You are doing you do yoga, but is it as intense maybe like at your workout at home or in your fitness center? Probably not. You're a little differently focused there. And here that you're going to have a few kisses and loves and little licks on your toes.
Yeah.
Because that's the fun of it. But and that's just it. It's about your energy and love and happiness and decreasing that stress. Decreasing that stress is about laughter. I mean, we did a lot of laughing and giggling, and when there's licking on your toes, you can't help but laugh. It was a lot of fun. And I think we need to do like a group outing, a girls.
I was just going to say that. I would love to do that with you because, I'm all about animals. So having them add to the triangle of life of taking care of your mind, spirit, your body. Come on. That brings the happiness. Jenny said, life's too short. Make the time for your community. Yes. Linda, last week I went with two friends to Top Golf. None of us knew anything about golf, but we had a blast and laughed a ton. There it is. Have you been to Top Golf, by the way, Dot?
I have.
It's so much fun. Terry did have a real estate question. She wanted to know, what was the housing market like in 2017? She said this November, and that was kind of what I was saying before. If anybody's, if they're waiting until after November, wanting to see what happens in the election, what they believe is going to happen in the economy, you got to live for now. Make the
Yeah.
decisions now. You don't
Yeah.
know what's going to happen. None of us do, but we don't know if we are even promised the next second.
That is correct. That is correct. 2017, we were actually in a buyer's market, and really, it was 19 was good. I was not in the industry, but I spoke to other agents. 19 was good, but it was really when COVID hit and people were stuck in their homes, realizing that wasn't the home they wanted to be stuck in. So
Yeah.
next thing you know, it just became a seller's market. Are we still a seller's market? It is geographically speaking, but really here in St. Louis, we still are, but we are balancing out a little bit. Like I said, homes are sitting a little bit longer. So, there's a lot more negotiating now than before.
Okay, and then someone said, "I love that '80s band." That now you know that there is a tie to Dot to that. Julie said that she has seen them before and had good times. Linda says, "Yes, your siblings are your first friends. Absolutely, getting together tomorrow with my 4 sisters for a pool party. Yes, make the plans. If your brothers or sisters are not the ones to make the plans, then you're the planner." Terry said she's sad to miss them playing at Helen's on August 17th, but like many, she's excited to move her daughter to college. There's a lot of you doing that. Kids starting college, kids starting high school, grade school, etc. Kathleen said she would love to do goat yoga. Yeah, I think we need to have a fun Real Monica Adams outing. And goat yoga, I would be fine with that. I would absolutely love that. So one more time, I want you to reach out to my friend Dot Fleshman. If you have any questions that you would like for her to cover, by the way, before she comes on next time, which now we know is in September on the 6th, and Johnny's going to be joining her. We'll talk fun. We'll talk real estate, all of that together. Let us know in advance, by the way. I can put my email address back up on the screen for you so that you can reach out to me, and then I can forward that to Dot. Anything that has to do with buying, selling, your questions, and then ultimately having her as your real estate agent. That's my ultimate goal. Fleshman.com. And again, the phone number 314-324-3317. Let's see, there was one more thing before I let you go. Oh, they're just saying thanks for all the information. Stephanie said my 2 girlfriends were driving through Illinois going to Nashville for our convention. They called me and we talked for an hour. We had a lot of laughs. Right. So get on the phone and do that, by the way.
Right.
Communicate. Don't constantly do this. Don't constantly text. Go from the text to the phone call, make the plan, and get in person. When is our next one, by the way, Dot? Never mind. We're going next week, right?
That's right.
Dot
Thursday
won
night.
the Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Yep. I'm
we're
so
going-
excited.
We're going to the Grand L, which you've never been to, correct?
I have not ever been there.
Tickets are available for that, by the way, folks. If you want to go as well, we're going to go to dinner before. We're going to try out one of the places right near the Fabulous Fox. We've been to the Curtain Call Lounge, which I don't think you and Ron have been to. Very cool place. We go there a lot before some of the Fox shows. But there's another place that opened up, and I can't remember the name of it, that we went to when we saw Abby Stahlschmidt play at the Sheldon. So some great places right around that arts district. So yes, it's called Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, and it's at the Grandel. We're going to be going there next week. So yes, we've got something on the calendar. And then she said, I'm sure you'll be sick of me, but if you want to, come out and see my brother play. And I'm like, how could I ever be sick of this? I love this friend right here. So we're going to see you on Thursday, and evidently we're going to see you on Saturday also.
All right.
Then we'll
Great.
have to put something else on the calendar again. Kathleen said, great show today. So much information. Thank you. You're welcome. Dot, thank you. All of you don't go anywhere because I have an update on something from Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue Open House yesterday. We talked, I don't know if you knew this, but yesterday was the greatest manifestation day. I've never heard of Lionsgate. Had you?
No, I have not.
See? All of us that are in the spiritual realm and very big into vision boards and manifestation, Jessica Cooks taught us so much yesterday when we had our positive talk time segment. And so look it up, Lionsgate. It's the biggest day of manifestation. So she told us that the number 8 is like the infinity. And so yesterday was 8/8/2024. And if you put the numbers of 2024 together, it's another 8. So it was 8s across the board. And then she woke up at, what was it? 4:44. So you've got all those 4s in, tying into 8s. And I was like, this is crazy. So when I went home, I set my alarm, and it was set actually for 2:45. And I woke up 4 minutes before it. And then I looked at the clock and it was actually 44. And when I went to reach out to her to tell her that the numbers were swirling around, it was 2:44 when I reached out to her. And I'm like, I'm not even doing this on purpose, but all of you look it up. She was talking about it and we were all putting things out there. So I had said before the end of the day, I wanted to secure there it is again. I wasn't even thinking where our 400th show would be. And it came before I went to bed. And I'm like, it works. It works. So again, if you haven't heard, our 400th show is going to be on October 4th, that Friday, Circle 6 Acres Watering Hole. And look at that burger you can have. A nice ice cold beer, maybe a little bourbon. I told her I would like to do, it doesn't have to be called this, but here's what I came up with. Badges, bourbon, and beef. You like
There
that?
you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Giving back to the badges of the police and the firefighters, having beef because it's obviously what they're known for. And there's a guy who owns Stoic Whiskey. Look that up if you haven't had that, folks, because it's a local guy. His name is Mark, and he's going to be opening up something right near them. So I was like, let's put it all together and just give back, have a lot of fun. And again, you all have been asking where the broadcast with Beep. So there you go. Yes, the BBB, exactly.
And
Doc,
beer.
thank you. I've got big news about one of the doggies at Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue that we're going to talk about when we come back. Have a beautiful weekend, my friend.
You too, my friend, and see you next week.
Yes, I cannot wait. Again, it's going to be a fun night, and we'll let you all know how much we loved Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He wants to say, I can't believe I took your son's life. I don't know what I was thinking. I have so much regret and remorse. I've changed my life. Would you accept that apology?
I've never thought of that. Yeah, I would.
Do you think, because you talk about forgiveness, do you think that you all can ever forgive one another and come back together?
It wasn't just right. I'm not perfect. Just because my name is Bush, I don't have it all figured out. And I think they know that too.
I was cyclically depressed, so I could be the happiest person you ever met at 11 a.m. I could be on cloud 9, and by 7 p.m. that evening, I'd be sitting on a couch with a gun in my hands. I mean, hard not to get emotional. I
never feel sorry for being emotional.
I really, I was at a space to where I couldn't believe that I had brought my children into this.
Where's the light? Because many of you probably feel that there's this darkness and there's this thunder cloud that's constantly over you. This family has dealt with so much.
So our journey is our journey. There has to be purpose in this pain. There has to be something more powerful. I have to find something to be blessed about every day. I have to count my blessings and have gratitude every single day.
She said it, and that's what we talk about. Dot and I are always saying, again, count your blessings in your family, your blessings in your friendships. Your blessings are all around you, and sometimes they come in the form of 4 legs, not 2. And for someone, well, hopefully many people yesterday, but one in particular that we want to talk about because we featured him on the show in the past, Justin has a new home. And I just want to read this from Jessica before we wrap up the show today. She reached out to me and she's like, I just need to put my thoughts together before I write this. And then she said, I want to share this with you. So Jessica said, I first met Justin in July of 2023. I was at the shelter to pick up others. Something about him made me say, him too. He was always sweet, but had so many hard to adopt behaviors. He wasn't dog friendly at the time. He was nonstop barker, chewed everything, horrible car rider. Over the months of training and getting to know him, he became a favorite, not only for her, but everyone's favorites. He is quite goofy. One of those dogs that you swear speaks English, like he knows everything you're saying about him and so affectionate and happy to see you like an old friend. Over and over, he was always passed up by potential adopters. At every event, no one would even come to say hello. He finally had interest and was adopted and returned 2 days later. They began to lose hope because of his return. Everyone who he would be a match for was scared away because he was returned. Well, this week, this guy right here somehow came across his photo and knew he had to meet him. It was an instant connection, and all the meet and greets went beyond great. The guy's parents came with their dogs to meet Justin, since they may sometimes be around each other. He also greeted them like old friends. This was odd to them because Justin can be selective but it went great. Everyone who was involved during this process kept saying, quote, I have a great feeling about this. Turns out Justin was the name of the older brother and son of the family who passed away. Did you all just get chills by that? Today was go home day. That was yesterday. And even though it was a long journey, Justin was waiting for exactly where he was supposed to be. And then this is really going to give you chills. It was amazing because the mom and dad said that their son hasn't smiled like that since their Justin passed away. And they said they will do whatever it takes to keep that smile. I have cold chills from head to toe. Justin was waiting for him to be his person. Justin has found his forever home. Isn't that an absolutely beautiful story? And Jessica told me, by the way, that it wasn't just people coming in like here and there and here and there. She said it was by far the best open house they've had in a long time. It just ended at 6:00 because people just kept coming. Do you remember yesterday she was on saying it was going to go until like 4:30? And when she wrote me last night, it was little after 6. People kept coming and coming. So see, she manifested. I know, Ashlyn, wasn't it great? Justin got adopted. Everybody's saying that they just love that. I'm so excited for Justin. Glad he found his forever home. I know, super, super excited. So much good news. I wanted to leave you with some good news. And then we want to leave you with a devotional as we go into our weekend, and I'll tell you what's coming up next week. Thank you again to Marilyn for providing us the Jesus Calling book. For today, wear my robe of righteousness with ease. I custom made it for you to cover you from head to toe. The price I paid for this covering was astronomical. My own blood. You could never purchase such a royal garment, no matter how hard you worked. Sometimes you forget that. Sometimes you forget that my righteousness is a gift and you feel ill at ease in your regal robe. I weep when I see you squirming under the velvety fabric as if it were made of scratchy sackcloth. I want you to trust me enough to realize your privileged position in my kingdom. Relax in the luxuriant folds of your magnificent robe. Keep your eyes on me as you practice walking in this garment of salvation. When your behavior is unfitting for one in my kingdom, do not try to throw off your royal robe. Instead, throw off the unrighteous behavior. Then you'll be able to feel at ease in this glorious garment, enjoying the gift I fashioned for you before the foundation of the world. For all of you that are seeking out because you feel lost, sometimes you need to turn to faith. If you turned away a long time ago, he's been waiting there for you. Oh, I just got to chill. He's been waiting there for you. He will guide you. And I never push any aspect of faith. It doesn't matter whether it's a religious side or a spiritual side. Something, allow it to guide you to a better life. And we always say it is ultimately a choice that we make. Choose to surround yourself with positivity. Choose to give yourself some grace and let go of some of the past that has pulled you down. I've got some great shows on tap for you, by the way, next week. A lot to do with Dr. Sarah Jensen. Don't you just love her? Have any of you been into her yet? Jim and I are making our appointment this coming week. She is with Regional Dermatology, 2 locations, one in Festus, one in Chesterfield, and a lot of people have been going in. I've been telling everyone, if you've been trying to get into a dermatology appointment and you're being told it's like 6 to 9 months before you can get in, do not settle for that. She can get you in immediately. And the reason why is because she just opened that Chesterfield practice a few months ago after being in Festus for 14 years. She now has 2 locations and we love her. I'm also in talks with someone that she brought on our show who said that they would like to be on the show. When I say we're manifesting more and more to come, we are not slowing down anytime soon. Instead, we're just ramping up with new sponsors that are wanting to come on board, new people that are wanting to schedule mobile Monicas. And if you would like to do that, let us know. We've got big celebrations to come. Reach out to me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and let's line up all eyes on your business. Again, the big celebration I am so excited about. And I'll be dropping a lot of information in over the next couple of month and a half or so until we have the big celebration with Circle 6 Acres Watering Hole. Again, if you haven't been, go out there and support them before our big show, but put it on the calendar, start sharing the word that it is going to be on October 4th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. It's going to be a blast. And then next Tuesday, and speaking of real estate, actually, she is a real estate agent, but that's not what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about what she's been through. Can you imagine living your life and then suddenly having to make the decision to amputate your leg. That's what she went through. Her life completely changed, but her faith, her family being there for her to make a difficult decision, but to know that ultimately that is what she needed to do. That's what was meant for her, and her whole life taking on a different turn in her mind initially. That's when you really lean on faith. Jeannie Baumgartner, can't wait to talk to you on Tuesday. If you've got guests you would like to see on our show, topics, anything like that, reach out to me and I would love to do just that. We can help you in so many ways, as you see, as we wrap up here, physically, mentally, and spiritually. We're here for you. And I love the fact that you are always here for us, showing up and passing along these incredible shows. Everybody, you heard Beckett say it's going to be a beautiful weekend. Kiddos going back to school next week. We'll be talking about that and into the next couple of weeks. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and share the love of kindness. God bless you all.